So, have you ever actually stopped to think about what goes on when you click a link? We're about to pull back the curtain on that lightning-fast, totally invisible journey your data takes every single time you go online.
I mean, it feels instantaneous, right? But in that tiny fraction of a second, your click is actually launching this incredible journey, a sprint across the entire globe and back. So yeah, let's follow that signal.
Okay, so to really get this journey, we've got to understand what the internet actually is, and honestly, the answer might not be what you think.
So first things first, the internet is not some fluffy cloud floating in the sky. Nope, it is very, very physical. We're talking about a giant planet-spanning web of actual wires, fiber optic cables, and servers that connects the phone in your hand to these enormous data centers, maybe thousands of miles away.
And to make sense of this whole thing, we're going to use a pretty simple analogy. Just think of it all like a global postal system for information. It's honestly the perfect way to picture how your data zips from your screen to the other side of the planet and then all the way back.
So how does your request, our little digital letter, even get into this worldwide system in the first place?
Well, it all starts the second you type in a website. Your device shoots out a request to your router. Yep, that little blinky box is basically your local post office. From there, the router hands it off to your internet service provider, your ISP, and they act like the big regional sorting facility that plugs your home into the rest of the world.
All right, now let's follow that request on its big adventure. This is where the true scale, and frankly, the genius of the internet really starts to sink in. Okay, so here's a really cool part. Your data doesn't travel in one giant, clumsy piece. I mean, trying to send an entire website at once would be like trying to shove a car into a mail slot. It's just not going to work. The internet does something way, way smarter.
It takes all that data and chops it up into thousands of little pieces called packets. Just picture them as individual postcards. See, each postcard is stamped with the final address and carries just a tiny piece of the whole message. Then they all just race across the network, and here's the crazy part. Each one finds the fastest possible route. They might not even travel together, but they all meet up at the end and reassemble themselves perfectly.
And when I say race, I'm not kidding. These little packets are absolutely flying through fiber optic cables, including the thousands and thousands of miles of them that are just lying on the ocean floor, and they're traveling at pretty much the speed of light. That's how this whole global trip happens in just milliseconds. So, all these tiny, racing packets, they all have one destination in mind, and that's a special, super powerful computer we call a server.
So what's a server? Just think of it as the giant warehouse at the end of the journey. It's this powerful, specialized computer, often just one of thousands packed into a huge data center, and its entire job, 24/7, is to store websites and data, just waiting for requests like yours to show up.
So back to our analogy, the server is like a super efficient, robotic warehouse worker. As your packets start arriving, it instantly figures out what you're asking for, finds the exact data you want, and gets it all ready for the trip back to you.
So when that server gets your request, it's basically going, "Oh, you want that funny cat video? No problem, got it right here." And then, boom, it sends all that video data right back to you. Again, chopped up into thousands of little packets, each one racing back to your screen.
But of course, this whole trip isn't always perfect, is it? We have all been there, just staring at that spinning wheel of doom. So what is actually going on when the internet slows down to a crawl? Well, usually the biggest culprit is just a good old-fashioned digital traffic jam. We call it network congestion, basically too many packets trying to use the same road at the same time. Other times, the server on the other end might just be having a slow day. And hey, sometimes the problem is literally in your own house. A weak Wi-Fi signal is kind of like the mail truck getting a flat tire right on your street. Okay, so let's tie this all together with our postal analogy one last time. Your request? That's the letter you send. It gets chopped up into postcards, or data packets, that race to a giant warehouse, which is the server. Then that warehouse sends its own set of postcards back, and your browser puts the whole thing back together. That's the whole journey, right there.
So the next time you click a link and a web page just appears, take a second to think about what just happened. You just kicked off this perfectly coordinated global race of digital postcards. It's this beautiful symphony of signals and packets and servers all happening in the blink of an eye. Kind of makes you appreciate that cat video just a little bit more, doesn't it?